Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. We welcome everyone for today's Sunday feast program. We recite Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Nara Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraid Dashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to learn from the great scholar, Pandit, politician, a guru, a great niti Shastra. His name is Chanakya. Have you heard about Chanakya name before? How many of you have heard about him? Yeah. Would you like to say something about him? Like 2 lines? Who was he?
He was the main person who was in that Magad period that time.
Yes.
He was the minister of whatever the solutions, everything, the guidance to the emperor.
Okay, so you know a little bit about her. So Chanakya he was one of the main principles to unite Greater India. In the Kali Yuga, the greatest dimension of India was horizontally, vertically, all the directions. A united India was formed in the Kali Yuga for the first time at the greatest extent by and under the guidance of Chanakya. 2300 years back, Chanakya appeared, and at that time there was a prominent country which was called Magad. It was ruled by a king called Dhanananda, and at that time great Alexander the Great also invaded India, and India was being ruled by different kings in a different kingdoms. It was not like a whole one thing. But Chanakya was the one who put everything together, and the Dhanananda, who was a bhogi type of king, which means he was not concerned about the welfare of people in general. He was concerned about himself, and he was a sinful person. So Chanakya, with his intelligence, with his determination, with his guidance, destroyed the kingdom of Dhanananda and his 8 children, and he picked up a boy who was a very poor person, born to a poor family. and made him the king of whole Bharatvarsha. His name was Chandragupta Maurya. And after Dhananand's kingdom disappeared, the whole Bharatvarsha was called as Maurya Varsha. And he not only guided Chandragupta Maurya, but also guided his son. His son was Bindusar. And then his son, who was Chakravarti Ashok. Right? There is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Here is the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam was written 5,000 years ago by Maharishi Vedvyas. And in the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a mention of appearance that this will happen. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many predictions mentioned. What will happen in the Kali Yuga, and what will happen, how the Kali Yuga will start, what are the personalities will appear in the Kali Yuga, and how the Kali Yuga will be destroyed, or at the end whole material world will be destroyed, is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. And it is written 5,000 years ago. And here is the verse from 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, first chapter, 11th and 12th verse, which says like, Navanandana dvija kaschit prapanna udashriyashti tesham abhava jagatim maurya bhokshanti va kalau sa eva chandraguptam vai dvijo raje abhikshayati tata suto varisaras tu tatas chak ashokavardhana. So this is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam which predicts Chanakya's appearance. Chanakya Pandit will appear. It says here, a certain Brahman, it doesn't mention his name, but it says, a Brahman will destroy King Nanda and his 8 sons and their dynasty. This Vyasdevji is writing even 2,500 years before Nanda appeared. And so accurate is the prediction of Vyasdevji. In their absence, the Mauryas will rule the world as the age of Kali continues. So here Vyasdevji said, a Brahman will appear in the Kali Yuga who will destroy Nanda and his 8 sons' kingdom, and in his absence, kingdom will be ruled by Maurya. And who was that Maurya? Chandragupta Maurya. This Brahman will enthrone Chandragupta, whose son will be named as Varisar. He not only gives the name of the king in the future, but he also predicts that what will be his son's name. Who does this? Vyasdevji writes in Srimad Bhagavatam. The son of Varisar will be Ashokvardhan. So this is what is written in Srimad Bhagavatam and predicted with the names of the people. Like who will appear at what time. So prediction of appearance of Chandragupta and Ashok along with Chanakya is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a book which is written by Maharishi Vedvyas for the purification of all of us. And there are many details mentioned that what will happen in Kali Yuga and how we should be careful about the things in Kali Yuga. This is a map of India 2300 years back, Bharatvarsha, where you can see that in the first picture you can see Nanda Empire when Dhanananda was there. In the left hand side. On the right hand side, the entire big Bharatvarsha, Maurya Empire, when Ashok was ruling. Can you see the difference? It's a huge empire. This is Akhanda Bharat Varsha. And this was all possible because of one person. Who was that person?
Chanakya.
Chanakya Pandit. He made not only map of India bigger, but in the Kali Yuga it was the first time ever that entire Bharat Varsha was ruled by single king. And who was that single king? Ashok. Chakravarti Samrat Ashok. So that was the only time in Kali Yuga. After that it never happened. After that then, everything, British came and Mughals came and everything got divided. And that was the only time which was possible. And Chanakya could do this because of there were wonderful qualities and teachings of Chanakya which he himself followed. Chanakya was Brahmin, he was a poor person, he had no military with him, no army with him. He was not very handsome looking also. But the teachings of Chanakya are so powerful that Chandragupta Maurya and Bindusar as well as Ashok, they followed the teachings of Chanakya and they were successful. And these teachings are not only pertinent to that age, but in the current age also, if we follow the teachings of Chanakya, we can be successful not only in the material life, but in our spiritual life also. It is called as Chanakya Neeti, and there are 17 chapters. This Chanakya Neeti is a book in Sanskrit, and there are 17 chapters. We will not be able to go through all the chapters or all the shlokas, but we will take certain key shlokas or key mantras which Chanakya has given us, which can help us to be successful in our whatever the career we are in. And a single most parameter which or quality which Chanakya had, which made him successful throughout all this period. He went through really hard times. Anybody wants to guess what was that quality which could make him successful throughout the period? And that is the quality which he imbibed in Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusar and Ashoka. And what were their qualities? What was that one single quality which you can guess? Anybody wants to guess?
Chanting the Maha Mantra.
Maha Mantra, they never chanted actually.
No?
They were Kshatriyas, but they were not really Krishna conscious.
Determination.
So, determination, Dhrada Nishchay, Utsaha Nishchayat Dhairyat. These are the three best qualities, Utsaha, Nishchay and Dhairya. But of the three, determination was the most important quality which not only helped Chanakya but helped Chandragupta Maurya and Ashok. And Chanakya says that Yadoram yaduradham yachadure vyasastitam tatasara tapasa sadhyam tapohi durati karkraman. Chanakya's teaching, this is from the Chanakya Niti Shastra, he says that even if the destination or desired objects be far away or difficult to achieve, one can reach it or get it if one is determined to get it. Some of the things in the life may appear to be really, really distinct. It's very difficult even to imagine those things. And they may be far off. But Chanakya says that if you are determined, then you can do it. So what is determination? Anybody wants to be part of it? What is determination? Nishchay?
When you just keep on going regardless.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So the determination is Dhrada Nishchay, which means that keep on doing your task, persisting in your task, despite of many obstacles, or many difficulties. In the Mahabharat war, when Mahabharat war was about to begin, Arjun was determined to fight actually. Right? And everybody assembled on the battlefield. But as soon as Arjun saw people on the either side of the army, his determination vanquished. So what happened to Arjun's determination? Arjun said, I am not going to fight now. First he was determined, and now his determination disappeared. Whose? Arjun. Why was that?
Because he saw his own people.
A person like Arjun, who is the best archer, and he was determined to fight with Duryodhan and win the war, comes on the battlefield and his determination disappears. Does that happen with us? Like we determine every year, 1st of January we'll do exercise and weight loss. And then on 7th of January it disappears. Does that happen with us? How many of you have determined something in your life and then it disappeared? Have you done that?
Everyone.
So why does that happen? Like it happened with Arjun. So who are we, right? It can happen. So how can we overcome that? Because we don't know what is determination. We just know the word actually. We don't know what it is. Isn't it? Because otherwise we determine so many things, but it doesn't happen. It never even realizes in your life. So basically the idea is that we know the words, but we don't realize them, the power of them. And that is why this happens. Arjun's determination was based on the understanding which was external. He did not understand it right from the core of his heart or from the basic. When he came to fight with the enemies. But when the fight actually about to start, he correlated those enemies with his family and he became weak. His heart was really weak, So as long as we identify and we try to enjoy with the senses, we are behind the enjoyment, the determination will never work out. For determination you have to sacrifice, And that sacrifice may mean that sacrifice of your physical comforts, sacrifice of the relations, sacrifice of so many other things, money, manpower, whatever it is. So Arjun was not willing to sacrifice his own family. While Duryodhan was determined, no matter what happens, I will fight the war. So determination of Duryodhan was much stronger than the determination of Arjuna. So because he was very, very emotionally attached. So long as we pamper our emotions, pamper ourselves, then the determination doesn't work. That is why we give up the resolutions, New Year resolutions, They disappear because we find it too difficult to do exercise, too difficult to diet. It's because we want to pamper, We give up the things very easily because we don't want to take the hard line. Nothing is impossible for a determined person. If the person is determined, then everything is possible for him. But for that, you have to give up the comforts. You have to come out of the comfort zone. Unless and until you don't come out of the comfort zone, the determination doesn't work out. So here is the story of Dhruva Maharaj, a little boy, 7-year-old boy. And one day he was playing with his father, and his stepbrother was there, and his stepmother was, Suruchi was right there, and his father was sitting on the throne, and Dhruva wanted to sit on the lap of his father. And at that time, his stepmother stopped him and said that you cannot sit on your father's lap because you are not born from my womb. To sit on your father's lap, you have to give up this life and pray to Krishna that in the next life he gives you the birth from my womb. Then only you can sit on his lap. Little boy, but his determination, resolution was so strong. He went to his mother and asked him that where can I see Vishnu? Because my stepmother is saying this. His mother said that Vishnu can be found only with the austerity, tapasya, and that has to be done in the forest. And little boy was so much determined that he left in the middle of the night the palace and went deep into the forest and did tapasya. At that time, Narad Muni came and he saw that this little boy was determined and his determination was so strong that he by himself lonely was walking throughout the forest without worrying about the dangers of the forest. So Narad Muni said that you are such a little boy, it is the time for you to play in the palace. You can look for Vishnu when you grow up. But Dhruva Maharaj was so much determined that he said, if you are willing to help me, please guide me. If not, then